Hi everyone, my name is Sidhika and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to paint your very own color wheel. This video is intended for any beginner art or painting enthusiast. In this video, I'll introduce you to the color wheel and the basics of color mixing. If you are new to painting or working with colors, then making your own color wheel is a great place to start. It'll help you learn more about various colors, how they work, and the tinting strengths of each. If you have ever come across these videos of artists matching any color just by taking one look at it and want to achieve a skill like that, then making a color wheel is a great starting point. Moving on, let's get into the paints that I'll be using for this project. I'll be using Canary Yellow, Red, and Midnight Sapphire. Red, blue, and yellow are considered primary colors and will be used to create all other colors. For making a color wheel, it's important that you pick out bright and pure primary colors, as you don't want your color wheel to be dark or dull. Now that we have covered the materials for this video, I just want to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Sidhika and I'm a long-time art enthusiast who is interested in learning about the connection between arts and philosophy. I like exploring popular and puzzling art pieces to learn more about what can be defined as art and how we humans choose to express ourselves. If you are a fellow art enthusiast and interested in topics such as these, then be sure to check out my blog channel where I cover topics similar to today's video and many more. And without waiting any longer, let's go ahead and get started. To start off the color wheel, I'm going to start by placing all three of the primary colors 1/3 of a distance away from each other. I started with the color yellow since it's the lightest color with the least tinting strength. Tinting strength is the amount of color needed by a paint to color or tint another paint. Second, I started with the color blue and spread it across, and lastly, I worked with the color red. After applying all three primary colors onto the color wheel, we move on to the second part, which is applying our secondary colors. Secondary colors are when you mix two primary colors together. For example, here I'm mixing yellow and red together to make the color orange. Orange appears to be in between both the shades yellow and red. You can control the exact shade of your secondary color by controlling the amount of each primary color you mix. For example, on the area where I have more red mixed into my orange, I have a deeper and darker orange. Next up, I mix the colors blue and red to make the secondary color purple. When I mix in more purple with the red, I get a deeper maroonish purple, whereas when I mix more blue with the purple, I get a more cool toned purple. And lastly, our last secondary color is by mixing yellow and blue to make the secondary color green. Mixing more yellow into the green accounts for a lighter toned yellow, whereas mixing more blue into the green makes a more bluish, almost teal-like yellow. After adding in all of your primary and secondary colors into your color wheel, you have now completed the bases of your color wheel. However, you're probably wondering about the color white. What happens when you mix white with paint? Well, when you mix the color white with any color paint, you actually don't change the color itself, you just change the brightness of it. Here, when I mix white with the color orange, I don't change the color orange, it's still orange, just a lighter shade of orange. Lastly, you've likely heard of the term complementary colors. Well, what is a complementary color? A complementary color is a color that when mixed with another color makes the color appear more muted or more dull. We can find the complementary of a color by looking at the color opposite to it on the color wheel. For example, the complementary color of blue is orange. When I mix in orange with the color blue, I end up getting a color which is much more muted, a muted shade of the color blue. Similarly, you can add the complementary color of each color in order to make a more muted shade of that color. Now we've explored what are primary colors, secondary colors, complementary colors, as well as what happens when we add white to a color. As well, there's also the idea of tertiary colors, which happens when we mix three colors together. And with this, we can say we officially finished our color wheel. Feel free to add in as many complementary colors across the entire wheel when you make your own color wheel. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If so, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're interested in learning more about art, then go ahead and check out my blog. Thank you for watching!